Greetings, Whovians. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, today we're going to be looking at the only episode of the Fourth Doctor era that unfortunately never really aired, so yeah. And that episode is, of course, Shada. So, here we go. The story revolves around the planet Shada, on which the Time Lords have constructed a high-security prison for some of the universe's most dangerous criminals. Skygra, a flawed genius from the planet Dronoid, wishes to create a universal mind, in which all the pool knowledge of the universe's greatest criminals would be placed at his disposal, and with which he intends to take control of the universe. Skygra wants to go to Shada to extract the knowledge of the criminals who have been imprisoned there. Unfortunately for Skygra, knowledge of the location of Shada has been deliberately hidden by the Time Lords, but Skygra discovers that there's a Time Lord living on Earth in the 20th century who may hold the key to its location. This Time Lord is masquerading as a professor at St. Ked's College, Cambridge, calling himself Professor Chronotis. Sensing danger, Chronotis calls for the assistance of his old friend and protege, the Doctor. The story climaxes in a battle for control of the universal mind. Originally, writer Douglas Adams presented a wholly different idea for the season's 6-part finale, involving the Doctor's retirement from adventuring. Facing resistance from producer Graham Williams, Adams chose to avoid work on a replacement, under the expectation that time pressures would eventually force the producer's hand and allow his idea to be used. Ultimately, however, Williams forced Adams to conceive a new story as a last-minute replacement, which became Shada. Under its original treatment, Graham Williams intended the story as a discussion about the death penalty, specifically how a civilization like the Time Lords would deal with the issue and treat its prisoners. As composed by Adams, the story was scheduled to span 6 25-minute episodes. Location filming in Cambridge and the first of 3 studio sessions at BBC Television Centre were complete as scheduled. However, when the scheduled second studio block was due to start, it fell foul of a long-running technicians' dispute at the BBC. The strike was over by the onset of rehearsals for the third recording session, but ultimately the studio time was redirected to other higher-priority Christmas programming, leaving the serial incomplete. Following the departure of Graham Williams from the producer role, attempts were made by new producer John Nathan Turner to remount the story. For various reasons, however, this never transpired. Consequently, in June 1980, the production was formally dropped. It is estimated that only 50% of the story was filmed. Aww. After the production halt, Adams expressed a low opinion of the script and was content to let it to remain obscure, turning down offers to adapt the story in various forms. He once claimed that when he had signed the contract allowing the script's 1992 release, accompanying the serial's VHS reconstruction, it had been amongst the pile of papers sent over by his agent, and that he was unaware of what he was agreeing to. In 1983, clips from Shada were used in The Five Doctors, the 20th anniversary special. Tom Baker, the 4th actor to play the Doctor, had declined to appear in the special, and the plot was reworked to explain the events in the clips. Dennis Carey was subsequently cast as the eponymous Keeper in Tom Baker's penultimate story, The Keeper of Traken, and had also appeared as Bard's avatar in Time Lash. A decade after the serial's abandonment, John Nathan Turner set out to complete the story in a fashion by commissioning new effects shots and a score, and having Tom Baker record linking material to cover the missing scenes. The resulting shortened episodes, of between 14 and 22 minutes each, received an 111-minute VHS release in 1992. In its UK edition, the VHS was accompanied by a facsimile of a version of Douglas Adams' script. The release was discontinued in the UK in 1996. This VHS construction, the 2003 BBC Big Finish adaptation, and the 1994 documentary, More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, were re-released together on DVD on January 7, 2013 as the Legacy Collection, or simply Shada. On November 24, 2017, an effort to complete the serial officially, using newly recorded dialogue from the original cast, using the serial's original recording engineer and audio equipment, and new animated footage to complete the missing segments, was released as a digital download. DVD and Blu-ray releases followed on December 4, 2017 in Region 2. The new sequences were animated by the same team that undertook the 2016 animated edition of the 1966 serial The Power of the Daleks. A 2-disc Region 1 DVD was originally said to be made available on January 9, 2018. This was later postponed to the US and Canada to September 4, 2018. The serial was released on January 10, 2018 in Region 4. In 2003, the BBC commissioned Big Finish Productions to remake Shada as an audio play, which was then webcast in 6 episodic segments, accompanied by a limited flash animation on the BBC website using illustrations provided by comic strip artist Lee Sullivan. The play starred Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor and Lalla Ward as Romana. The audio play was also rebroadcast on digital radio station BBC 7 on December 10, 2005 as a 2.5-hour omnibus, and was repeated in 6 parts as the opening story to the 8th Doctor's summer season, which began on July 16, 2006. The webcast version, originally broadcast via BBCi's Red Button, remains available from the BBC Doctor Who Classic Series website as an expanded audio-only version is available for purchase on CD from Big Finish. This expanded version was the one broadcast on BBC 7. Tom Baker was originally approached to reprise the role of Doctor, but declined. The 8th Doctor was then substituted, and the story reworked accordingly. Portions of the Big Finish version were reworked by Gary Russell to make the story fit into Doctor Who continuity. This included a new introduction and a new explanation for the 4th Doctor and Romana being taken out of time during the events of the 5 Doctors. The 8th Doctor has come to collect Romana and K9 because he has begun to have a feeling that there was something they should have done at the time. When Skygar is investigating the Doctor, clips from 3 other Big Finish productions can be heard, exclusively on the CD version: The Fires of Vulcan, The Marian Conspiracy, and Phantasmagoria. The original serial was used to have clips from The Pirate Planet, The Power of Coral, The Creature from the Pit, The Andros of Tara, Destiny of the Daleks, and City of Death. In episode 2 of the webcast version, when Chris is in his lab showing Claire the book, a vending machine-like object in the background is labeled Nutrimat, a reference to a similar device in Adam's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 2 other references are a sequence where Skygar steals a Ford Prefect, and when images of Hitchhiker's Guide characters appear as inmates on Shada itself. In 2010, Ian Levine funded an unofficial project to complete the original Shada story using animation and the original voice actors, minus Tom Baker and David Brearley, to complete the parts of the story that were never filmed. John Leeson will replace Brearley as the voice of K9, and Paul Jones, better known as the studio carpenter, will replace Tom Baker as the Doctor. The completed story was finished in late 2011 and announced by Levine via his Twitter account on September 8, 2011. J.R. Southall, writer for the science fiction magazine Starburst, reviewed Levine's completed version and scored a 10 out of 10 in an article published on September 15, 2011. The completed Levine version appeared on torrent sites over 2 years later, on October 12, 2013. Elements of the story were reused by Douglas Adams for his novel Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, in particular the character of Professor Conotus, who possesses a time machine. Adams did not allow Shada, or any of his other Doctor Who stories, to be novelized by Target Books. It is, therefore, only 5 serials from the 1963 to 1989 series not to be novelized by Target, along with Adams' other stories, The Pirate Planet and City of Death, plus Eric Sayward's 2 Dalek stories, Resurrection of the Daleks and Revelation of the Daleks. A 6-part adaptation of the story by Jonathan V. Way appeared in issues 13 through 18 of Cosmic Mask, the Doctor Who Appreciation Society's fiction magazine. Adams granted permission for the adaptation on condition that it was never published in collected form. BBC Books published a novelization of the serial on March 15, 2012, written by Gareth Roberts. Roberts drew on the latest versions of the scripts available, as well as adding new material of his own to fix various plot holes and unanswered questions. Nicholas Pegg, in his review of the book for Doctor Who magazine, heartily praised it, calling it a successful duet. Lalla Ward delivered an 11-hour, 30-minute unabridged reading of the Gareth Roberts novelization for Audio Go. Joining her, voicing K9, was John Leeson. The audio recording was released on March 15, 2012, and is available for download or on 10 CDs. Vanessa Bishop reviewed it favorably for Doctor Who magazine, singling out Simon E. Power's sound design for special praise. Nice. Well, overall, though, it's a shame that the story never got broadcast, but still, it would have been, but hey, at least hopefully when the DVD comes out, we'll get a full sense of what exactly was supposed to go on in the full story. So, there you go. So, overall, I give Shada 5 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. We'll join next time as we take a trip to the Leisure Hive. So, until then, this is Hooving Queen saying, oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've respiratory neutron flow. Would you like a jelly, baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo! Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.